So we're just leaving the test centre at Currie. We're going to turn left. As we come up to the junction, we're going to look to the right hand side, pointing the car to 11 o'clock. If it's safe to go, we're just going to move out. Have a good look up the road. If there's a car parked on the left hand side, it means we're going to have to go onto the wrong side of the road, just briefly. As you go up here, you're going to be watching for people reversing out of driveways, doors swinging open, that sort of thing. You can see at the top of the road there's a guy with his lights on. It looks like he was flashing us, but he was actually going over the speed bump at the time. So keep looking away at the top of the road. We've got people walking towards us. If they're walking towards us, they can see us. If they're walking away from us, they can't see us, so that's more of a danger. Got the guy pulling round into our side of the road. He's coming down there. He's stopped. He's realised we're coming up, so he has to stop. We're going to point the car to 11 o'clock. Looking to the right. If you can, keep the car moving. Looking to the right. Look, assess, decide, and then act. And then decide to yourself, it's safe to go, we just go. So going along here, there's not a lot that's happening. It's quite quiet today. It's a Saturday morning, so not a lot of people about. We do have some bus stops on the left hand side, so ordinarily you may, if it's during the day you've got a test, you may have some buses stopping in the bus stops. Keep well back from the buses. Bus stops are going to be, maybe every couple of thousand yards, something like that, so you're going to get a bus that's going to be stopping probably. It's the main route going into Edinburgh. If it's a morning test, you are going to get people getting off and on buses. So again, we're just carrying along here. Not a lot happening just now. Pedestrian crossing, junction on the left. You might get the odd car that comes up there quite quickly wanting to get out. At this point up here, just up ahead, just coming into Juniper Green, the road sort of narrows, but it narrows because there's usually cars that are parked up and onto the pavement. If that happens, there's other cars on the other side of the road on the pavement, which means that the oncoming vehicles are having to swerve over onto our side of the road, which affects us. Again, going down here, pedestrian crossing, you're looking out for any pedestrians that are hovering near the button. You've got about 3 seconds from the point in which they press the button until it goes to stop. So we check the right mirror, we move out into a dominant position on the road where everybody can see us. We go down, we're going to check the left mirror, we're going to go back in. Again, another pedestrian crossing, we're just looking for people hovering about, there's nobody about, so all's good. Our next situation is the vehicle parked on the left hand side, so we're just slowing down for that. Once we can see it's okay, we do the right mirror check and we move out. Check the left mirror if you want, move back into the centre of your lane. So the bus is flashing us, it knows we're a learner, so we check the right mirror, we move out, check the left mirror, move back in. And when we're checking the mirrors, it's just a quick glance just to see if there's anything. If there was something, your brain would react and your body would react, and you would make your decisions at that point in time. So we're coming up to another set of traffic lights. This is a pedestrian crossing. There's nobody about, they're not going to press a button, they're not going to wildly just go to stop. So we're just going over the bypass now. And we're going to turn right at the crossing at Gillespie Crossroads. So as you can see, the lights have went to stop. We're going to be positioned in the right hand side. We're going to do interior mirror right signal. and we're going to come to a stop just before the bit where the bikes go into. Now, if you did go into that little bit, it's not a big problem, so long as you just don't go over the other line that's further forward. If you can, as best as you can, just try not to go in it. You do get the odd cyclist that will come along and sort of protest to you if you are in it. As you can see, these traffic lights have got a filter system on them. So when our traffic lights go to go, it will go straight to the filter. So it will go red, red and amber, and then it will just go straight onto the green filter. And round we go into Collington Road. So we're going down here, heading towards Collington Village. We have quite a few big sort of driveways there, a few roads on the left hand side into Spylaw. We're just basically driving down here and watching for people maybe coming out of these driveways. Your speed limit here is 30 miles per hour. Watch that little car on the left. If you get eye contact with the person, that's even better. You know that they're not going to pull out on you as soon as they've seen you. You maybe seen that I'd moved over a little bit for the dog. It was walking there. There was nothing coming towards us, so it was okay to do that. We carry on down here, so it's a bit of a hill going down here. You need to watch that your speed doesn't creep up and over the speed limit. And you'll notice some warning signs at the very bottom here. They're highlighted with a yellow behind them. So it's got slow on the road, speed limit change, down to a 20. You would check the mirror and just get yourself down to 20 before you go into that 20 mile an hour zone. Round the corner, keeping it at 20 here. If it's quiet, there is a tendency that you do go over the speed limit at this point. Lots of signs here, lots of slow signs. Carry on up the road here. We're looking for doors opening. We've got a car coming towards us on the other side of the road, which is fine. At this point, we're assessing whether we can get through there. It looks quite good. There's nobody at the lights, so we're not worried about the lights changing. The guy indicating there, not quite sure what he's doing. We're carrying on up the hill here. Again, we're going to stop just before the cycle area. So the lights on the right hand side have went to go, and now they're changing to stop. So that's a good indication that ours are going to change to go. So we're going to carry on through here. We're going to take a road on the right in a wee second. You can see the speed limit change there to a 30. So the bus has got his indicator on. We're going to check our right mirror and move past the bus. Generally speaking, the Lothian buses are quite good. They'll keep the left indicator on until the point in which it's safe on the right to pull out to the right. So if you feel you can't get through there and the guy's just about finished coming down there's no point barging through there and try to get two cars for you. Just wait a few seconds, the guy will get past, we then go past, and there's no harm done. So we'll carry on through here. We're holding a dominant position in the middle just now, so that we've got space for any doors opening. We're pulling over to the left in a little minute, so you may get asked to pull up on the left and do pull up on the left and drive away. Basically, you'll get asked to do that a few times during the test. So you would do interior mirror left signal, pull up on the left. Before you move off, you're going to go Left mirror, interior mirror, right mirror, blind spot, indicate, go. So yep, it doesn't look like a junction from further back. It is actually a junction because we can see the road markings and we can see the give way sign on the left there. We're going to point the car to 11 o'clock, looking to the right hand side, peeping and creeping if we have to. There was some cars parked on the right hand side there, but we could see round them on the pavement side, so that was good. And then out we go. And we're heading for up to Dreghorn. Again, we're just taking that sort of middle position there so that any doors opening on the left, they won't affect us if somebody just swings a door open. We're going to turn right at the end of the road. We're back onto our side of the road. We're quite tucked in now. If somebody was to open a door just now, yeah, it would probably hit the car because we're quite tucked in, and we should really give a door's width. However, if we're too far over on the right at this junction and a big vehicle came round the junction, it's going to cause a problem. So we bring ourselves up to the line. Same thing again, going to do a wee bit of peeping and creeping if we have to. If it's good to go, we just go. Checking your right mirror passing the parked cars. Again, passing a parked car, you can glance in your right mirror at that point, just before it. Fairly easy stretchy road going up here. Your speed limit here is a 30. Nothing too drastic affects you going up here. At the top of the road there's a roundabout, and we're going to take the second exit right at the roundabout, heading for City Bypass. So the usual thing, we're going to do interior mirror, right signal. We're looking to the right. There was a car coming round, that's good, he's out the way, so we just go lead on behind him and round we go. Stick left mirror, left signal, but stick to the left hand lane as you're going up here. You will possibly get a few odd people that will try to overtake you going up here, which is absolutely fine. You can see the sign there that was highlighted telling you to get back into the left. And at the roundabout we're going to take the third exit right. Now watch this roundabout, it's not a mini roundabout, so in theory you're meant to indicate to come off it. So do interior mirror, right signal. As we go round, don't put the indicator fully on, just give it a quick flick to the left, just to show that you're coming off. If you put full on, it might make it look like you're going into the garage or something like that. You can put your left indicator on now, because you're going to go into the Premier Inn car park. The car park in here is very, very badly signposted, and the road markings are well faded. As you can see, the vans came out what people could think was a wrong way, if you were to follow like the arrows that were on that road. So we'll just keep to the left hand side and keep going left again. See the arrow that sort of pushes you to the right? It's telling you to go to the right. It's a bit odd, this car park, so we'll just keep to the left unless the examiner tells you anything otherwise. And then we'll go round to the left hand side. Pick a space to do a reverse parallel park. You basically just drive to the end, like what we're doing. Look at the mirror, on the brake, put your right indicator on if you want to, into reverse. Check your blind spots, start to go back, putting it into this space. Once you're in the space, you'll be happy at that, and then we'll move on. So we'll move out, carry on through the car park. We're going to keep to the left-hand side. The Royal Mail van there faffing about and doing stuff. It makes it a bit tight on that corner, but that's fine, that's okay. We're just waiting for his door to open, possibly. So we carry on up here. Got a woman with 2 dogs. I think it's 2 dogs. Yep, 2 dogs. We just basically keep well back from them. They've got their back to us, so we don't know whether they're going to just walk to the right hand side. They might not hear us. We're in an electric car, so in electric cars people don't hear them as well as normal ICE cars. So an ICE car is an internal combustion engine car. So we're going to turn right at the end of the car park here. Same thing again, mirror mirror signal right, peep and creep if you have to. Out we go. At the roundabout we're going to take the 3rd exit right, heading towards the city bypass, Babberton Mains. So as we approach it, we're checking to the right hand side. If there's nobody there, on we go. Just a quick glance in the left mirror, left flick, keeping to the right hand side here. It's quite a wide bit of road there because we've got the slip road for the left. There's no road markings as the council can't afford paint anymore. So this is a 2-way setup here. You may have cars that are coming towards you, because there is an actual road on the left hand side. It's a little car park. So at this point we're accelerating down the acceleration lane, we're keeping it going, we're matching the speed of that lorry. Now that lorry may only be doing about 60. So we're matching the speed of the lorry in that lane. It's all good on the right hand side, we'll move over. We're in the lane and we can relax now. If your indicator's still on, you can just reach down and just flick it off at that point. So your speed limit here is a 70. And you can see we've got a hard shoulder on the left hand side. Now, most of the time when driving we can't go over solid white lines. However, if something happened to your vehicle when you're on this bypass, you can go over that solid white line. Double indicators on and into, left indicator on and then into the hard shoulder, and then double indicators on, your hazard warning lights to say that you've stopped. So it's quite busy on the bypass today. There's quite a lot of cars in the right hand lane, so we've not really had an opportunity to overtake this lorry in front of us. And we are coming off at Babberton Mains, which is only one exit from the Dreghorn Junction to Babberton Mains, so not a lot of space to overtake and then get back in if it is busy. So pay attention to the overhead signs. Sometimes they tell you good information about road closures, etc. When the lorry goes past the bridge, any street furniture, you can work out how many seconds you are behind the lorry. So it's quite damp today, so you're talking at least going to be 4 seconds behind that lorry. So as you can see, we've got trees on the side of us there, and there's a windsock sign there. If it's windy, that lorry may move over because it's quite a high-sided vehicle. So there's the marker there. We do interior mirror, left signal. There's not really much need to look in the left mirror at that point. There's nothing really going to be coming up alongside you at 70 mile an hour on the left hand side, but if you do it anyway, it's fine. As we go down the slip road, we're in a deceleration lane. This is where you're going to start to slow down. We're positioned to the right because we're going to be turning right at the end. You can see the highlighted signs again. That's telling you that it's a giveaway at the bottom. It's got a countdown to the giveaway. So we're going to turn right at the very bottom. Just slow us right the way down before we get there. Speed limit change there into a 30. So have a good look left and right. All's good, so off we go. So we're going to carry on up to the roundabout. We're going to take the first exit left, and that's down the Wester Hales Road. So as we're approaching, again, same thing, point the car to roughly about 11 o'clock, looking to the right, everything's good, on we go. You can see the remnants of a cycle lane on the left hand side. It's got open lines on it, so it's okay if we encroach on it just slightly. However, be aware of cycles that may be there. The road on the lane on the right hand side merges into our lane. So again, we're going to be checking our right mirror just in case we have any enterprising people that want to overtake us. So we're in one lane here. We're going to keep to the left hand lane. The right lane at this point turns right. The lights here change quite quickly. You just got to watch these ones and be extra aware of these lights. So we can see a cyclist up ahead. He's now went onto the pavement. So lights are at go, off we go again. This area down here has had different types of road markings on it over the years, and they're quite well faded. It does have an arrow to keep to the right hand side, but we're not going to do that because the markings are so faded that nobody actually knows what's what. So unless the examiner says to you move over to the right and then come back in, or he might even just say just ignore the markings and keep left, you just keep left. Carry on through this junction. Again, we've got two lanes here. May have a car on the right hand side. So we're just watching the cars further up ahead that are turning across our carriageway going into the Calders. So if they're not moving at this point, they've already noticed you. As we approach this roundabout up ahead, we're going to take the first exit left. So just slowly creeping up. Creep us up to the line. Get a good look to your right hand side. Look for your opportunities. We're pointing where we should be pointing, which is roughly where our lane is. There's our opportunity. Off we go. Now the bus lanes, it's a Saturday today, so the bus lanes only operate Monday to Friday. The times that they operate will be under the blue sign. So we're just going to drive in the bus lane today. So you can see there's a solid white line there for the bus lane. That solid white line, there's only two solid white lines that you can really go over, and that's a hard shoulder or a bus line. Provided that the times are okay for you to drive in the bus lane, you can just treat it as if it's a normal lane. So up ahead at the next roundabout, we're going to go straight ahead. So if you watch the roundabout, fairly simple roundabout. The left hand lane is going to either go left or straight ahead. So we'll stay in the left hand lane. See the van sort of encroached a little bit on our side. It's quite a tight bit there. You've got to really watch that. No need to indicate. Nowhere else we're really going at that point. Again, the bus lane, we don't need to worry about the bus lane because it's non-operational just now. At this time of day, Saturday. We've got the speed limit signs there. We're watching the Clancy van. There's a possibility that he may come over. So at this point, you're going to be watching your right, have a wee quick glance in your right mirror for any cars that are coming over. They might not realise that they're allowed to drive in the bus lane, and they think they drive on the right and then swerve over to the left. You just got to watch out for that. So turning left into this lane, we don't need to stop. There's no markings for us to stop at all. And it's got a wee separate thing there so that nobody can come over into our lane. At this roundabout, we're going to go straight ahead, so it's going to be the first exit. There is a little exit into a farmer's field on the left hand side, but we totally disregard that because the roundabout board didn't show that at all. So it's the first exit ahead. So we follow that in the left lane, left mirror, left signal. Carrying on up here. This roundabout's quite a wide roundabout. You need to sort of emphasise your position by showing everybody else where you're going by keeping quite tight to the left hand side. So as you're approaching it, we're going straight ahead at this roundabout. We're looking to the right hand side. We're now going to point the car to 11 o'clock. Everything's okay. We're going to join the roundabout and we're going to keep left exactly where we're positioned. Doing left mirror, left signal. And we're just watching that tractor. Check your right mirror if you want to go that wee bit over. You know, you never know with the tractors if they've got their forks up or down or something like that. Carrying on up this road, we've got roadworks. Sign for roadworks. There's a very, very bad camber on this road. There's anti-skid down, but there is a bad camber. So the anti-skid is quite well worn, just like the road markings in Edinburgh are quite well worn. In fact, just like the whole road surface in Edinburgh, they're totally well worn. If we carry on up here, we're going to be going into a 20 zone in a little moment. So if you've been doing like test routes round about the test centre, you'll know that this is a 20 zone. So you're going down from a 40 down into a 20. Believe it or not, that road behind us there actually used to be a national speed limit. So we're down into a 20. You want to make sure that you're doing 20 mile an hour at that point. So you're going over these speed bumps. They are quite severe. So I would maximum 10 mile per hour over the speed bumps. So there's a roundabout up ahead. We're going to turn left at that roundabout. It's going to be first exit left. So we can see the learner car in front's come to a stop there. We want to be having a look round him and seeing what he's coming for a stop for. It's probably the two cars that are oncoming. Once they're gone, we're still looking beyond them and there's space for us to go behind them just now. We're going to turn left after the test centre. The test centre is the little shop on the left hand side there. And then we would just turn left at the end up here to go into the car park. The examiner might ask you to stop somewhere else and just go along with the examiner's wish.